All right, so moving on. After you get accepted, you're going to see everything you did. The profiles, the skills, everything are going to appear and you're going to be able to start working on them. Now, first step is understanding how this platform works. The jobs you might like, this is the Upwork newsfeed. And for that, you could just immediately start looking at jobs that you might find interesting. For me, it almost never worked because probably of the skill set, the algorithm is not perfect in this matter. That is in my opinion. For example, this is a good job for me. This is not, because I'm not looking for a full-time job. I'm looking for a funding advisor is okay. Sales deck is okay. Pitch deck is okay. But some of those are not really okay. In this case, what I do is I always write a search, like a pitch deck, and I save it. And in this case, when I save it, I can always look at it later on in the future. So try to do that. Search for the things and filter what you need. So for instance, looking at this job, my first filtration is the date. Clients tend to hire very quickly. So if it's more than 12 hours, I would not apply to it. I would just skip it. There are other jobs. They always come over. So this is posted 2 days ago. So I'll just never apply to that one. But why is it the first thing that appears? Because I already have a lot of filters. Now, some of my filters might seem weird, but they are the perfect way to find a job. First of all, I don't want more than 20 proposals in this case, because now I am established. But back then I used to make it only 5 proposals. Less than 5 proposals are okay. 5 to 10 proposals are okay, because you're just starting at this new website. Let's be reasonable. You're not going to compete with 9 other people. That's the maximum you could do. 9 other people who are already established on the website. So play the odds carefully. I could try to get in a competition with 4 more people if it's less than 5 proposals. 5 more people is okay. 7, 8, 9 is the maximum. But 15 people and 20 people, I'm not going to be able to actually get into this competition. So I wouldn't ever do that. But now that I'm established and I have a very strong profile, that's okay. So you start with your first filtration, which is less than 5 proposals and 5 to 10 proposals. So if you remove that, as you can see, the first one is still 2 days ago, but that's because it's featured or because it's some sort of, sometimes it's just, they just do that for no reason. They just put things that you might think are interesting, but I believe it's probably a paid job. I'm not sure of that. However, this is the first one that appears as like in terms of hours, posted 6 hours ago. That's okay. Estimated budget $100. That's not what I would go for, but if you're starting, I will go for that. Why not? 5 to 10 fixed price, and it says what it says. Then we click on it and check it out. First of all, it's worldwide. That doesn't matter. I'll just tell you the things that matter. This guy or this woman has a good review. This is important because you know that they would not screw you over. $7 per hour averagely hourly rate paid. So that means they don't tend to pay a lot, but since it's a fixed job anyway, it's not an hourly job. So you know the budget is $100. You read this whole thing very well. And I can see that you have to read it very well. Even if you exert a minute or two in it, this is very important because in your cover, which you're going to do in a minute, you need to make sure that you know this and refer to it. It's very, very vital. So then you look at the fixed pricing, $100, expert, that's okay. These things don't really matter, expert or non-expert, they almost don't matter. One-time project, etc., etc., etc. And then these parts are actually the important one. Interviewing, invites, unanswered invites. Sometimes you find hired here. If hired is already one, let go of this job. Not a lot of people hire more than one person for the same job. But why is it still appearing if the client already hired? Because sometimes Upwork asks the question, are you still going to hire more people for this job? And the client is not sure. So they would just say, yes, I will still, or I don't know. In this case, the job remains open for you to apply to, and that's why it says hired one. Like, for instance, so we scoop up, we go down to this one, for example, and as you can see here, hires are one. That means this client already hired for this. So there's no reason for you to, because again, we're playing the odds now. You're not only competing against 5 to 10 people, in this instance, or 4 to 9 people, you're also you're also competing against the fact that he already or she already hired. So the odds are not good. I wouldn't go for it. Let's just go for something else. There are a lot of jobs. There are always a lot of jobs. Don't rush it. So we have to get back to our job, and that was that. Expert, perfect. And then you'll look at the client's recent history. This is important because I like to get information about the client from there. So if I look at all the reviews, I see this is the review from the freelancer to the client. So they said, Hamoon provides clear communication, excellent briefs. He is professional and a great client. Now I know his name is Hamoon. So in this case, I could start writing my proposal based on the fact that I know their name, which is good. So I like this, for example, I like this proposal, and I will submit it. Okay, let's get into the basics here. How do you actually apply for jobs? You need something called connects, which are tokens. Like the thing you used to go when you go to a video game or like an arcade and you just have small coins. This is exactly what it is. You just need tokens, which is money, really. But it's not one connect is not worth $1. It's worth a lot less. So you have to purchase connects. I'm not sure how they are right now. In my days, they used to come automatically 60 connects, and if you consume more than that, then you pay for it. But that changed. Now they made it all paid. I don't know what the situation is right now. You have to check it. But in all cases, purchase a few connects. And now they have also different connects levels for each job. So they say that send a proposal for 4 connects. Some jobs are less, 1 connect. Should you go for these jobs? Why is it less? You have to understand. It's less because there is a low chance of you getting accepted. If it's a very high chance of you getting accepted and making money out of it, then it would be 6 connects, not 4 connects and not 1 connect. 4 is within the average because they know I might get it, I might not get it. So then you're going to click on submit a proposal and you're going to submit your proposal. Now for your proposal, they're going to ask you for something. First and the most really important thing that I care about for you to write is the cover letter. It's a small text box, not really small, that you just write information that you want to reach the client. Now we already know this person's name has a name, and that name is Hamoon, and we know a lot about this job. So take these 2 pieces of information and write a personalized human message to that person. Once you do that, there's a very high chance of a response, or a better chance of a response, because when a person is reading text from a freelancer and it's actually meaningful, or this person is talking to another human being, trust me, when you're saying it automatically, Hamoon, hi, I've seen what you're writing about this, and I think this field is underrated, or relate to their companies, or is this about your company that is called X? And you can find that also in the other feedbacks. Ask something that would trigger this client and that would make this client, look twice. Once you do that, that's the most important thing, because if you do that, then you're in. You have this person's attention and you have a chance of them sending you a message, which is really the biggest challenge. Once you get a message from that person, and it's not really going to be about your rate. It might be about your rate, that you offered something for a low price. When you click on submit a proposal, they're going to ask you about the pricing of the fixed pricing or the hourly pricing, whatever the job is, and what's your pitch. I try to keep it within the average. So if it's $100, I usually increase it a little bit to showcase that I am providing a better service. If anyone is putting their budget as $100, they're usually having a little bit more budget, and they're willing, this is a sales thing, and they're willing to get over their budget, but not to an extreme. So they're not going to be able to pay $300. They might be able to pay $150 if you impress them. And this is what you want to brand yourself as, someone who's going to produce impressive results. So I would pitch for $150, and I would put the cover letter as, I'm Al, I worked a lot in this field that you're talking about. I didn't read the field, so you have to do that. And I even recently saw news about X, something that if you think this person saw it, that would be such a killer, because this person would relate. Why? Why is this all important? Because the majority of freelancers, and I'm telling you that because I hire, the majority of freelancers are going to just paste a very big message. They're going to try to make the client think that they're making it personalized. So they would say, "Hi, I read your job about a sales professional to help you create a converting sales deck for your agency, and I'm sure I can do it." They just copy the title or something so that they would try to fool a client. But if a client really reads it, it's just them blabbling and just saying a lot of words about how they're amazing, which is not really contributing to the success of the outcome of the project. And how that happens is you have to be personalized with that. So this Upwork cover letter is really what matters in this whole thing. So you do that, and then you hit a cover letter and you send. Okay, what happens when you do that 10 times? It consumes a lot of time, doesn't it? It does. It consumes 5 minutes at least when you get to really understand it. And I still do it. If I pitch for a job until this moment, it's going to take me at least 5 minutes to write a good cover letter. But I will do that like 10 times a day, for example. So that's 1 hour a day of work. And how many responses are you going to get? Possibly nothing. Nothing in the first month, maybe even, which shouldn't get you demotivated. Remember, persistence is the main element in this thing. And immediately after that, you can start getting, the moment you get the first response, which is going to happen sooner or later, is the moment you're going to know that you're doing something right. And you keep on going from there. And the growth is actually faster than you would imagine. So you signed a job for 150, the next job is going to be 300. The one after is going to be 1,000. The one after could be 2,000 if you want. This is how your pitch is. You can, from zero earnings, pitch your first job as $3,000 and you can make it. How? Simply by just writing something that is convincing. So that's why this whole Upwork is a sales game rather than freelancing. Freelancing is a sales game, and this is what you should focus on. So that's that. Now, a few tips. And also, I'll try to link a video that has much more details about Upwork's system. A few tips. This, you need to see immediately when people post jobs that are related to you. So I suggest the Upwork job notifier. I had a notifier. You can find any really just job notifier line. I had one that is different than that. But you can choose some sort of Chrome plugin that actually, I think, yeah, that's the one. So this is the one that I have, and it has 10,000 users. It's really good. You just add it to Chrome, and then it shows you when there is a job that is posted. It pings the computer, so now you know at this moment, oh, there is a job that is posted, and you go there. You have this just Chrome plugin running in the background, which is good because Upwork is not going to do that. Why? Because they hire quickly. People hire quickly. So if you can be one of the first people to apply, your chances are better. Aside from that, work on your project catalog, and I will continue this video with a more detailed guide that I've written a while ago that has a lot of tips and tricks that you don't know. But overall, this is what you need to do to move on from Upwork and to be able to actually get jobs on Upwork. So good luck in that.